Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, brought to you by SeatGeek. The Angels are the best ever. The Guardians and the A's are for real. What about that? Let's talk some ball. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, brought to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. I got Jake here, Trevor here, BBD here, the old four people, four different places episode. Everybody introduce yourself and tell them where you're coming from. My name is Jimmy O'Brien. Can you hear me?
A little fuzz for a second.
Beavers fixed it. We got it.
My name is Jimmy O'Brien, and I'm coming to you from my house in New Jersey. Trev, who are you and where are you coming from?
My name is Trevor Plouffe, a.k.a. Coach Trev. I'm coming to you from Calabasas in my horse stall.
Jake Ronald Storielli coming live from the annals of a warehouse in Jersey City, next to the trophy that I was so close to yet so far from. You guys probably know me as Rocky from that. And I'm excited to yuck it up. Talk some baseball with the fellas today on a Friday. Catch up on the week. BBD, hot. And we're doing a little ad. We're doing something kind of silly and fun at the warehouse later today. So that'll be out in July.
Yeah, what are you talking about? Relax a little bit, okay?
Don't worry
BBD,
about it.
your turn, bro.
I'm BBD, coming to you live from the DraftKings studios in Manhattan, and the show's presented by SeatGeek.
How about that? Little note to unfold for everybody. I have a piece of paper towel hanging from my ceiling behind me, and that helps get rid of that glare that made me look like I was an angel from heaven.
Huge.
I missed it already.
That's tech stuff. We had a lot of baseball. Trev. You were in Hawaii, and I know you were watching all of it nonstop. So I'm super excited that you're bringing us the NL. Your leadoff all show.
I am batting leadoff. I got it all today. I didn't get to watch a ton of baseball. I saw some highlights. I do a show called Baseball Today, which happens Monday through Friday. Me and C Rose.
You basically have a tutor. I'm so jealous. Like you have a tutor. Like every day. Well, it's true. Every day, Rose keeps you up to date.
I think I keep myself up to date. I answer some questions. I do have time. Like by the time I do this show, I've had time to, go over some baseball, refine my takes a little bit. My raw takes are baseball today, especially now we're doing these callers.
I'm not trying to knock you. I'm jealous of you. I'm saying he basically gives you prompts, like, hey,
100%.
Know about this, Trev. And then you go do your due diligence and know about it. But I'm jealous. I want the Baseball Today prompts. So just put me on the email. I'll be up.
You can have them, but you're going to get a lot of questions like that you don't want to answer. Like, is this guy better than this guy? Which team? I'm like, let's relax a little bit, C Rose, but I like it, man. I'm ready. I'm always ready to talk ball. 5:30 in the morning. Right now what time is it now? 10 o'clock. What does it matter?
I was losing it. You guys were live on the AMP app. And Jimmy, what closer was it? Who's saves record?
Haters going for the Brewers saves record.
That was so fantastic. It just showed that Chris Rose loves himself some baseball.
He does.
he hit Trev with you think Josh Hader's gonna snag the Brewers all-time saves record this year, and I'm just picturing Trev on the other side of the phone like, maybe, man. I don't know.
Maybe he's but the thing is, he's obsessed with Josh Hader getting traded. He wants to talk about Josh Hader getting traded all the time. I have to tell him, like, dude, this guy's like not like a regular reliever. Like, he's funky. Like, Brewers are gonna keep this guy around. I'm sure of it.
Wow. Early Brewers talk.
Yeah. JP Crawford.
JP.
Big homer. We'll talk about that maybe later in the show.
Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Trev, I kept myself up to date on the American League because I'm presenting the American League today. I don't know much about the National League besides whatever came across, the highlights and all that. So I'm excited to get the update from you. I'm ready. And as Jake said, you've prepped yourself on the AMP app, and everybody should download the AMP app. It's live audio. Basically, John Boy Media has 2 hours of radio every day. The first hour, 11:30 Eastern, is always Trev and Rose doing Baseball Today. You can still watch the abridged version or the version that you're used to on YouTube and listen to it on the podcast app. But if you want to join in, like Trev just said, they're taking callers. You can call in, be on the phone with Trev, be on the phone with Rose. We have a fantasy baseball show on Mondays with Jolly. We have the Joe Show, Paxton and Co. talking fun baseball stuff. Ashland doing college baseball stuff on Thursdays. Fridays, live right now, Rourke and Rob show. So it's a ton of stuff. On Tuesdays, I do a solo show called Morning, and Jake and I will be on bouncing around on the app doing reactions to stuff. So download the AMP app. I think you need a code to join. I think you can use
Baseball Today.
Yeah, you use Baseball Today, Morning, John Boy, whatever you want. They're bringing you the National League. I don't know if you're going to be able to get this in time, Trev. Here we go.
I'm going to give it my best, baby. We're going to learn together. The first 2 series, absolute sex in a bottle. Braves go down to LA. The Dodgers, though, they have the answer. They take 2 out of 3. It's 7-4 Dodgers, 3-1 Braves, and then 5-1 Dodgers in the rubber match. The Dodgers did not hit very well, and honestly, neither did the Braves. The starting pitchers for both teams were okay, but the relievers for the Dodgers are really the story here. Bellinger, our guy, we challenged him. Yelly and Belly, we said, let's go return to your former selves. Belly had 4 extra base hits with a homer and 3 RBIs. Then Freeman, kind of know what he did against his former team. 4 hits, he had 2 home runs. No other Dodger had more than 2 hits. Darno had 4 hits with a homer, and Matt Olson also had a good series, 4 hits with 2 extra base hits. Kershaw had 5 innings pitched, but he did give up 4 earned runs. Fried was a story for the Braves. He goes 7 shutty for the win in Game 2. He took the perfect game into the 6th. In that game, Kenley Jansen came in back in LA and shut Freeman down and the Braves to get that win. Gonsolin stepped in. He goes 6 one-hit shutout innings after I gave him some tips at my alumni game earlier this year. Dodgers take the series 2 out of 3. Moving on, the Giants go into Flushing, I think. And they lose 3 out of 4 games, a 4-game set. So the Mets just went and took care of business. 5-4 Mets in 10 innings in the first game, 3-1 Mets. The Giants did win Game 3 behind a nice Rodon start before the Mets took the 4th game 6-2. The Mets did come back in Game 1, down 4-1. Lindor hit the walk-off single in the 10th. Scherzer was nasty. 7 innings pitched with 1 run and 10 Ks in Game 2. Webb not so hot. That was a matchup we were looking at. 3 earned runs and 3 2/3 innings pitched. Great series. We'll talk about that some more later. Mets take 3 out of 4. The Phillies go into Colorado. The Rockies, they can play at home. They took 2 out of 3 for them. 4-1 Rockies, 6-5 Rockies before the Phillies won the last game 9-6. The offenses were great, and that is obvious. It's Colorado, baby. My guy, Johan Camargo, keeps hitting for the Phillies. 6 hits with a homer and 3 RBIs. Schwarber hits 2 ding-dongs, and 6 different Phillies recorded 3 hits and 8 record multiple hits, okay? Charlie Blackmon had the go-ahead home run in Game 6, in the 6th inning of Game 1. Cool goes 6 shutout innings for the win, and Nola goes 5 1/3 and allows 2 earned runs. That's Game 1. Crone had the go-ahead 3-run homer in Game 2. Freeland signs the massive extension. We'll talk about that. Rockies take 2 out of 3 from the Phillies. Here's one you guys like. You like sweeps. The Padres sweep the Reds. It was all Padres. 4-1, 6-2, 6-0. Padres starting pitching has been nasty. Manny goes 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run for the win in Game 1. Machado had the 2-run homer. Musgrove goes 6 1/3, 2 earned runs for the win in Game 2. And that was where we had the Voit thing. Pham challenged Voit to a fight at a Muay Thai camp. I don't even know what you call that. A gym. That's what I'm looking for. And Mackenzie Gore looks nasty. 5 shutout innings for his first big league win in Game 3. Padres sweep. Moving on, Cardinals go into Miami, take 2 out of 3. I can't hear the music, so let me know if I go wrong. 5-1 Cardinals, 2-0 Cardinals before the Marlins win Game 3, 5-0. Wainwright goes 5 2/3 innings pitched in Game 1, only giving up 1 run. Arenado had a 2-run homer in the 9th inning of Game 2. Alcantara had gone 8 shutout innings before that. Michaelis those 5 shutout innings, and then Pablo Lopez. These guys can pitch. The fish with arms, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs in Game 3, but the Cardinals do take 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. Pirates go into Milwaukee. Guess what happened? We all know. Brewers swept 6-1, 5-2, 4-2. Brewers good, Pirates bad. Brewers winning the World Series this year. We'll get into that a little bit more later. And then finally, the D-backs, Jake Snakes, go up into our nation's capital. And what do? They split this series. It was a 4-game set. Nationals win the first 2 games. Diamondbacks win the second 2 games. It was 6-1 Nationals, 1-0 Nationals. Before the D-backs bats came out to play, 11-2 they win Game 3, 4-3 Game 4. What else we need to talk about from that except they split?
They
And
split.
that's it. That's what happened in the NL, guys. I freaking crushed that. Holy shit.
Great job, Trev. Great job.
Thank you. I'm feeling myself today.
I love that. Jake, did anything stand out to you?
Call me crazy. I got to jump out west. They say go west, young man. And we've got an early best division in baseball going on. Our Giants, who we love and rant and rave about, they are currently the 4th place Giants at 8-5. That would have you in first place in any of the AL divisions. So I don't know. I'll let you guys pick the team. I locked in on the division. My Rocks are doing it. Giants got punched in the mouth. Padres swept the Reds. And here are the Dodgers sitting at 9-3. So, Jim, I got the NL West locked in. You tell me what team you need to talk about.
In the NL West?
Yes, sir.
Dodgers.
Okay.
Want to hear all about what they're doing.
They beat up on the Braves. I talked to our girl Ashland about it on AMP. And yeah, man, I mean, Dodgers back at it. Braves, a little bit of a chunky start now. I mentioned an episode or 2 episodes ago that Braves fans were like, well, Olsen's hitting, Marcel's back. He looks solid. They've got some black holes in their lineup in Atlanta right now. Dansby's really struggling. Dick, Alex Dickerson, and a couple other guys. Meanwhile, your Los Angeles Dodgers and their video game team, Freddie Freeman, welcome to LA, 333, 400, and 921 OPS. Mookie Betts and Turner aren't hitting yet, but guess what? That guy we almost rid off and thought they wouldn't give a qualifying offer to, Cody Bellinger with an 889 OPS. And by the way, they got a bunch of dudes that still pitch too. So yeah, they're nasty.
They're so good. They're so good. Hey, the Braves are going to get the little jolt they need because our boy Ronald Acuna is coming back really soon. What's Ashland feeling about Dansby? How's she feel about him right now? Not good, right?
A lot of words I can't say on this particular program.
Damn.
Trying to motivate our guy Dansby, but yeah, he's a contract year, tough start to the season, which we don't like that. We don't like that.
I think we need to talk about this, the Mets Giants series. And this is, I hate statement wins, but dude, the Giants come into town, 107 game winners. They were a great start to the season as well. They got the pitching, and for the Mets to just kind of take care of business 3 out of 4. And the only hiccup was against Rodon, who was filthy. Like this is a fun Mets team. And we knew that it had the chance to really be that way. And I think what we talked about was all these different people coming together. Would it work? And it has. Eddie Escobar just going gangbusters. Chris Rose made a really good point about Lindor today. He said, he's in Cleveland. He's the face of the franchise, Mr. Smile, whatever they call him. And then you go to the Mets, and nobody cares about you like they care about you where you came from. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have that goodwill built up in New York. Gets off to kind of a weird start. There's a bunch of weird stuff going on. So not so comfortable. And I think this year maybe he settled down a little bit. Certainly looks like on the field he's settled in. So this Mets team has been so fun to watch, dude. The Giants beating them 3 out of 4. That's no small task.
Yeah, the Mets. I believe in talent. I believe in Buck Showalter, and it's not like it's breaking a curse or something like that. But the Mets needed a change of juju, and Buck Showalter was that. Also, Scherzer, and with Lindor, the big thing for me, and I don't know if I'm gonna ever actually research it because it's a weird. If you're a good hitter, you stay on a team. And if you stay on a team, you stay on division. And if you stay in division, you see a lot of the same pitchers more. Frankie Lindor switched leagues. He went from the AL Central, where he'd been, to the NL East. And you're learning a new league, and you're at a lot of new stadiums and a lot of new pitchers. Now you're seeing him again. There's pressure, the whole rat raccoon thing. He got off to as bad of a start as he could. There's a reason this guy, did he get 300 mil?
I think so.
That was a big one.
You don't just hand that out. He plays really good defense at short, but you got to do a lot more. And he can do that. His numbers were looking a little funky between the Mets and the 60-game season. But there was a really slow start with the Mets. I think they're more settled in as a team. Frankie's a special ball player.
Oh man, for his 340 million that he's got, I think he's gonna end up when it's all said and done, in 2031 he'll be done playing, or at least done with this contract. He'll have made $392 million. Fuck.
Not bad.
Got anything?
Miggy. I was looking this up. Miguel Cabrera will just eclipse, because he has another year left next year, making 31 million or something like that. It gets him to like exactly $400 million, like 400 million and like 4,000 or something like that. So he's almost Miguel Cabrera paid, which is wow. I didn't know that. Or I did know.
What do you guys think Lindor will end up having in his basement?
He's like a shoes guy, I feel like. Probably like a bunch of shoes. Why do people like so much shoes? Like, you just like put them in your room for nothing and look at them? I don't understand that.
Shag carpet.
Like shoes.
He's got real tall carpet.
Ooh.
Remember, he's playing in New York now. He's going to be influenced by New Yorkers. So like some fine art, probably. Like, he's gonna have some real nice art that like really is stupid looking, but he paid a lot for it. I bet he has some of that.
Maybe like his own jewelry store, like in his basement.
That'd be nice. Hey, I did a lot of research.
Yeah.
This episode for my award, and I can't help but they're just gonna leak out of me as we go, because I got so many tidbits. I might compile them into a video for like something else after. Just want to let you know, Dodgers, least amount of bunt attempts in MLB so far this year.
Okay, that makes sense.
Least. Mets, most amount of bunt attempts this year. Mets,
I like it.
More bunt attempts in the first 2 weeks of the season this year than last year when they had pitchers hit. Only team in the NL to go up.
Buck Showalter effect. You know what I'm saying?
The Buck
Old
effect.
School guy.
Get
We're gonna
Bucky
win.
here.
Go Mets. Way to go.
Psych.
Go Dodgers.
Giants
way to
also
go.
went up, but not as crazy as the Mets.
You want to talk about those Padres sweeping them Reds?
I know the Reds might be like, and I'll talk about the Padres, but the Reds may be like, blah, 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 blah. And I like Votto. I like, India. We got some friends on the Reds, but No, I nothing against the Padres, but no, Reds.
I mean, there was some stuff to happen. We talked about the Voit stuff and Tommy Pham. Like, that's pretty funny.
No, we should talk about that. Jimmy's not wrong, unfortunately, and I had some Reds fans reaching out. They're in a very dangerous spot. You trade away some of your good ball players and you get out to this start. You know, we like talking about your team, but I don't know, Cincy. A lot of teams are now circling the Cincinnati Reds and saying they've got a sweep. I will say Padres, the quality starts keep coming in, which again, as a Yankee fan, I am super jealous of that because the Yankees don't do that. Monty got them their first quality start, but they have 8 quality starts this season. That's pretty cool. But yeah, the Voit slide, I mean, I'll kick it to you guys. Luke Voigt's a big boy, not necessarily a great base runner. Him bringing the arms up like that, didn't love that, but it was kind of self-defense-y. And Tommy Pham gonna Tommy Pham, right?
Tommy Pham gonna Tommy Pham. I kind of like that he just came out and said that because, you know, maybe it'll happen like that. One day that could like maybe happen. That's going on in our sports world right now. People fight for no reason in front of people for money. So we'll see if that actually goes down. I didn't have a problem with the slide, to be honest with you. It's very difficult, and Tommy Pham should kind of know this. As a runner, you get put into a position where you kind of have to change your direction last minute. Yeah, guys kind of who was it? Was it Stevenson? He goes up to tag pretty high. Like, and when a catcher is going up to tag like your face, I mean, what if anyone's coming at your face? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to put your arms up. Now, he did come down with them, like a little bit of a judo chop on the glove there, but I think that's also instinctual. Like, he's trying to tag you, you're trying to knock the ball out a little bit. Remember, like most ball players came up throughout their youth and amateur ball and even through the minor leagues, but being able to go after the catcher. This is a semi new rule about having to, you know, get out of the way, and, you know, we're not letting anybody go into bases hard anymore. So I think it's just kind of ingrained in some runners, and eventually it'll be gone because you won't do it at any level. But I didn't really have a problem with it, and I think it's interesting that Tommy Pham went after him. He's protecting his teammates. I'm okay with that. Did Voit give a response to the fight question?
I don't know. I didn't know that. I didn't see those Tommy Pham quotes. I saw the slide. I talked to Jake about it. I didn't know it was a thing. I'm a little flabbergasted. I guess I should have been more in the know. Like, that slide's fine. It's awkward hand position, but Voit didn't mean to like wrestle, drop his head. That's just where his head ended up. I don't know. I'm confused that people think that's a dirty slide. That's just an unfortunate collision with his arms and his head.
I mean,
watch a dirty slide and then watch that, and I think you'll realize that's not a dirty slide.
It's a little bit that I know I can't start using this for everything, but, you know, in today's internet, you know, both sides can be kind of right. Like, I don't hate Tommy Pham sticking up for his guy. I mean, Tommy Pham kind of takes it to another level, but that's like who he is. So like there's that aspect of it. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, if 255-pound Luke Voit came barreling into my catcher double forearms, I don't love it, but he's trying to make a baseball play. You know, he's not trying to give out a forearm shiver, but it's kind of how the play happens. So yeah.
And the catcher like dives his head back into, I don't know. I have no problem with that play. And Reds, be better.
Yeah. C Rose was pointing out to me on this morning about the Reds. In my mind, I'm like, dude, they're still like, they have some good players there, and like they could be good if they just didn't do a few things. And then I looked at their roster. I'm like, that's not a good roster. They have a few names, like India's come up and done his thing. Hunter Green's come and done their thing. So those are the two young guys. They have a Stevenson there as well. But the rest is kind of just mix and match. I love Joey Votto to death. Is he going to stop doing TikToks? because they're losing. I hope he doesn't. I'm curious to
Did you see what he did
because-
last night?
Yeah, dude, he's still going off and they're getting their butts kicked. And I think eventually like that might like stop him, even though it shouldn't. That's just kind of the way the world works.
Just lose steam. I didn't do this at the as soon as Trev was done, but the Mets are in first place, the Cardinals are in first place, and the Dodgers are in first place. For some reason, the Brewers are bolded as well. But
Yeah.
I don't know why. They're not tied for the division.
They are
'Cause
well, the
it's-
Cardinals are technically in first place if you go by winning percentage,
Yeah.
which we need to talk about. We should move on. Talk about the Cardinals. They took 2 out of 3 against a really good pitching Miami Marlins team. And the Cardinals just do it year in and year out. How come they don't get the same respect as like the Rays or something like that? Where we're like, they're always just kind of in it. And we don't really know how. Like, I know how, like the roster's pretty damn good here, but it seems like they just continuously figure out ways to supplement and be good.
Can I tell you? Because
Yes.
Cardinals have fans that talk about themselves, which then turns other fan bases off from talking about the Cardinals. The Rays are like everybody's darling for a while because they're like, look at them Rays. How cute. They're doing it, being smart. If the Rays fandom was as loud as the Yankees or Cardinals, people would hate the Rays and not talk about them. Like
So
they
you're
have enough
saying-
people doing their own bidding for them.
Okay.
That's
I'm
my
just talking
guess.
about pure baseball here. I'm not really talking about the fan. Like I feel like when I look at the Cardinals every single year before the year, I'm like, like we'll see if they can get it done, and they do. They're always going to get it done. Does that end with Yachty and Wainwright going? I don't know.
In theory,
Monster.
the Cardinals are kind of a model baseball franchise. They've got the veterans. They've got Waino and Yachty that have been there forever. We like that in baseball. Every year, it seems like they're giving a couple young guys a shot. I mean, we like that about baseball, whether you're talking about their young outfielder or even going from a guy like Colton to Tommy Edman. And they do make the big moves. Like they got Paul Goldschmidt. They got Nolan Arenado. Like, you know, in a way, they encompass what we would want every baseball team to try to do. And they're a really good organization. Like St. Louis Cardinals, Atlanta Braves. They're really well-run organizations. Like go look at 20 years of their baseball history, and it's a good team.
Yachty could use a couple hits, 2-bagger.
And
No, if you've seen
anybody
his numbers start of the season, they ain't great.
any Cardinals fans in the chat, can you tell me what are they really trying to make Hicks a starter, or what? Like, what's the pitch count? Is that something that he's working up right now? I need to know because I know they've talked about him being a starter. He started the game. He went 46 pitches or something like that. Are they just working him up to higher pitch counts?
So I had read that, and this was in spring training. I think it had to be an athletic article. I read a lot of athletic articles that they think that if they stretch him out, Trev, he won't hurt himself and he won't try to throw 104 every single pitch, and he'll have to learn how to like, governor himself.
What was he at yesterday? Can we look that up? Like, what was he averaging? Is that like a savant thing we can look up?
Yeah, I can look that up.
So yeah, I think I'm getting in the box score now, and we actually caught a little bit of this game at the office. He got into a little bit of trouble early on, so maybe there was some pitch count per inning. There's a potential like double play ball that ended up getting no outs. So, I mean, I think their plan is to stretch this cat out.
A lot of people are saying they're just kind of being a placeholder until Jay Flair comes back. I texted Jack this morning. He hasn't got back to me. What the heck is going on, Jack?
Wow.
I'm interested to see. The guy's electric. So
Yesterday, his four-seam fastball sat at 100 miles per hour.
the governor
Soft.
didn't work.
Dude, his force. Okay, sorry. He threw one of them. So maybe there's like scratching that. He threw one four-seam fastball according to Baseball Savant. That was 100 miles per hour. That's different than sitting.
It's definitely different. Okay.
So he threw this is much better. He threw 27 sinkers and he averaged 99.6 miles per hour.
Oh, perfect. So he's really dialing it back a little bit.
And this was his first official start. So he went 27 pitches, 35 pitches, 46 pitches, and his first start. So they're building him up.
Cardinals getting Cardinal. I'm gonna start that saying right there. Rays gonna Ray, Cardinals gonna Cardinal. Speaking of people gonna do what they do, brew crew gonna brew crew, especially against the Pirates.
Yeah.
We love sweeps here. 3-game sweep. Brewers back. People were like in my comments on my Twitter telling me how dumb I was because the Brewers lost like 2 games to start the year.
Don't bump your chest over a Pirates sweep, though. I'm with you, but I'm just saying you can't use this as the next level because Pirates are a team that you have to sweep if you're the Brewers.
I mean, yeah, you have to. That's a good team does do this. A mediocre team takes 2 out of 3.
There
or,
you go.
Maybe even lose the series. But they did it. You're right, James. They took care of business when they needed to. And that pitching was on full display. Those guys are fucking filthy, dude. Corbin Burns is something else. There was I think a pitched in Jaleo over of like a cutter and like a changeup or something at 90 miles an hour. And like they came out and they just went completely 2 different directions. And as a hitter, you're just scratching your head.
Pitches really don't mean anything anymore.
They don't.
Like all these cutters are just sliders from 5 years ago.
But they throw them 95 now.
Yeah.
That was the problem, bro. Like I can take a slider if it's 88, 86 to 88. But when you start throwing a slider 90 and above, what are you going to do? Or Class A, throwing it a hunch.
Not in the Blitzball semifinals. Jimmy, I've got something that's going to make you a little horny.
That was like 40 miles an hour, bro. Under the hitting speed.
Yep. What you got? Because we got to go to the AL.
I normally don't try to hype you up. I am looking at a team's schedule.
Whose?
A big week is coming up for my Colorado Rockies. So they've won every series so far this year.
Then they're going to play the Pirates and the Reds.
No.
Okay.
They have a road trip. They're going to Detroit and Philly.
You're going to lose.
They just beat Philly in a series. Interested to see how they handle this road trip. If they can survive this road trip or have a winning road trip, Cincinnati, Washington, and Arizona. So if the Rockies survive this road trip, they are going to be in the mix until early to mid-May, which that's a formula to stay involved in the baseball season.
I mean, you say survive the road trip. It's the Tigers and the Phillies. So the Phillies are in last place and they both have losing records.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Jimmy. Then we could head up into the excitement territory if they continue to play this brand of baseball. We had a very similar conversation this time last year about a San Francisco Giants team. So I'm not saying I'm there, but you guys weren't there about the Giants either. So let's see what the Rockies got.
I'm saying that Kelsey Wingert's Rockies should be eyeing the next 2 series, same as the ones that follow that.
And they may be, Jim, but it's an MLB road trip. Me and Trev, we were on those. They wear on you. Let's get it back to Coors.
No, Detroit's to stay in the hotel city. That means they're going to remain focused.
No, it's not. Trev always defends Detroit.
Well, you don't stay in the city. You stay in Birmingham, and it is chill. You're not getting crazy there. You could go over. There's one place that serves some Pappy Van Winkle, and I've had some late nights there. But
I've been to Detroit. Got relatives in Michigan.
Well, I love Michigan. It's beautiful. Got a really good story to tell you guys after the show about Michigan.
Time you made out that dog in Michigan.
We got one more series. We got to go through D-backs Nationals. Got to talk a little bit about them. It's your Snakes, Jake. Okay.
Fun series.
Escaped trouble last night. Torey Lovello intentionally walked Soto, gets 2 infield pop-ups, I believe. Then the next inning, Trev, there was 2 on and base open, but Melanson hits the dude. So now Soto's up with the bases loaded, 1-run game. They intentionally walked him to load the bases in the 8th. Now he's up in the 9th with the bases loaded, and they got out of it.
I saw Bumgarner hit him and apologize. That's very unlike Bumgarner to do that. Maybe he just really respects Juan Soto. I'd assume that's maybe one of the only guys he would say sorry to, right?
I do. It's like the ultimate respect.
Like if he hit me, he just would keep going. He wouldn't even fucking look at me.
Maybe it's a sign that he ain't Bumgarner anymore.
No.
You get wise over time. You know, I'm a huge advocate. If you're a pitcher and you come up top, give a little, hey, that's in my bet. That's all it is. We're playing a game, people.
Yeah, I think it's nice to say, hey, I didn't mean to hit you. Sorry.
I'd appreciate that.
I don't think it's soft at all to be like, my bad, dog.
No.
Not my intention.
Driving that bus.
If you're a pitcher, you have to realize a hitter is going to react like it's not going to be his finest moment. He just got hit and it hurts. So like he's not thinking clearly. So sometimes you might like say something or stare the wrong way, but it's really not meant to the pitcher. It's just like, fuck, it hurts.
Hurts. You guys want to hear about the AL?
Yes.
Need it.
I've been dying to tell you about it for a while now. The Blue Jays went into Fenway and lost. Sandwich series. They lost game 1. Kikuchi pitches well for the Blue Jays, but the Red Sox win on a go-ahead sac fly in the 7th after a throwing error by Flo Bichette, his second throwing error of the game. Kikuchi had a good game. In game 2, the Jays scored 5 runs off Pivetta in the 2nd inning. Barrios had a great game. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Even though, Trev, I will look through the data, he had a runner on before recording the second out in all 6 innings, and the Red Sox never capitalized. So the first or second hitter got on base every inning. In game 3, Gossman pitched and was fantastic. Oh, it says the Red Sox won game 3, but the Blue Jays won game 3. The Red Sox almost came back to tie game 3. They got 2 off Romano in the 9th. They had the tying run on 3rd with less than 2 outs. They could not get him across. The Blue Jays won the series. My apologies. I said it wrong at the top. The Angels and the Astros played 3 games in Houston. The Astros took game 1. They got Lorenzen. On the Angels, Garcia pitched well enough. I guess the Astros starting pitchers were awful this series, mostly because of our dude Odorizzi's start in game 3. Angels win game 2. Angels win game 3. Angels are also a bunt factory. They lead the AL in bunts so far. The Angels get timely hitting. They get pitching. Ohtani takes a perfect game into the 6th inning. Framber gets lit up. Odorizzi gets lit up. Not fun for those guys because we like them. The Yankees and Tigers played 3 games in Detroit. Miggy Cabs got closer and closer and as close as you can get to 3,000 hits, but did not get the 3,000 hit. He sits at 2,999. The Yankees walked him in his last at bat because they were down 1 run, and it was the better move to make. 5 Yankees relievers went 7 innings in game 1 after Cole could not pitch because it was cold and the ball was slipping. Yankees won the first 2 games. Tigers win the last. The White Sox and Guardians played, and the Guardians swept the White Sox. Defense absolutely abandoned Keiko in game 1, and he gave up a lot of hits as well. McKenzie pitches really good in game 2. Plesac pitched really well in game 3, and the Guardians sweep the White Sox. Twins and Royals. Royals took 2 out of 3 from Trevor's Twins. Royals won game 1. Royals won game 2. The Twins win game 3, 1-0. Joe Ryan, who's had a really good season, and I was watching the NESN broadcast of his game against the Red Sox last weekend, and the NESN announcers were just like marveling at Joe Ryan and another pitcher in the Twins bullpen that I can't remember right now.
Duran.
Who?
Probably Duran.
Yeah, yes. Duran, yeah.
Nasty.
The Rangers took 2 out of 3. The Mariners took 2 out of 3 from the Rangers. Rangers are not hitting the ball at all right now, nor are they really pitching. Mariners doing well. Robbie Ray, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs in game 1. Marco Gonzalez, not a good start. Hearn gives up 5 earned runs. Come on, Herney. Rangers scored 2 in the top of the 9th to win game 3. and not get swept. The A's are also rolling. They take 3 out of 4 from the Orioles. A nice color bash here. Montes didn't get traded. 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run in game 1. Lyles shutout. Blackburn win. Orioles lose. A's win. That's about it. The standings are funky right now in the AL. Not really in the East. You have the Blue Jays winning. That's what a lot of people predicted. You have the Yankees and the Rays tied and the Red Sox 4th. That's kind of how DraftKings actually had it. The Central, though, you have the Guardians in first place. White Sox are 500. Twins are in last place. And then in the West, the Angels are in first place. The A's are in second. And the Astros are 500. So I want to start with the Angels. I think they kind of deserve it, and they're fun. They're bunting like crazy, like utilizing Wade and Velasquez.
Weren't they on the Yankees?
They were, and they weren't being utilized in that fashion, so I'm a bit jealous. And also, they're like on a heater ever since Madden intentionally walked them, which I like that they like that. Like Angels fans like saying like, hey, ever since then. It's like, well, I don't causation, correlation, something like that. But they're playing well. Ohtani's fun to watch. Great start out of him because he's going for that Cy Young. Like I've been trying to tell everyone. Got some work to do.
It's going to be fun to watch them. I mean, I'm not the biggest believer in the Angels. You guys all know that. I still think there's some really good teams out there that will catch up to them, but it's fun to see them get out to a good start. Watching Trout and Ohtani on the same field has been crazy. Ohtani is just, we said, what can you do to like up yourself? Well, how about almost throwing a perfect game? Like this guy has just come out and done on both sides of the ball. I saw some crazy stat where he like leads the league in like plate appearances, something else offensively, and then a bunch of stats pitching wise. Like he's really like becoming elite on both sides of the ball. If he wasn't already, I guess last year, like he's one-upping himself, which is crazy to see. It's just must watch. He is by far the most must watch player in baseball right now. And I don't think it's even close. He's got some support around him. Some of these young guys doing the damn thing who we've been hearing about forever from Angels fans. You got the Marshes and Walsh has kind of established himself a little bit already.
If I was MLB employee number important, I'd make every game that Ohtani starts and hits free. I'd make it the free game of the day on MLB TV. I know that the way that MLB thinks about it is like, well, that's the stuff that they should pay for because it's so good. Like if they're not going to pay for that, they're not going to pay for anything. But I'd use it as a marketing tool and say like, hey, every game Ohtani, they're probably going to miss out on so much money from Japan then though. It's like a huge market. Okay, I got to crunch the numbers.
All right, we'll be back with
our
baseball business podcast in a little bit. Halos, like you guys hit on, it's never usually the hitting, right? And they're getting a little bit of pitching. Sandoval, he's been doing it. Syndergaard, Lorenzen had a good outing. Shohei's results aren't what 14.1 innings pitched, 26 Ks. He's a nut job. You might hear more about him. And hey, how about that back of the bullpen? Aaron Loop hasn't given up an earned run yet. Our guy Reisel has only given up one. There's a formula for the Halos. It's part of the reason I went all in on their Kool-Aid. And a guy like Brandon Marsh, who's off to a great start, 941 OPS. If one of those guys, whether it's Brandon Marsh, a Taylor Ward, Joe Adell, never mind the contribution they're getting from my doppelganger Tyler Wade, it really would have brought this offense to another level from where they've been at. If Tony Rendon, if he starts going like, hey, it's obviously still early, but liking the returns from those Halos. What have they done? Won 5 of their last 6. Keep it going. They got Baltimore coming in. Let's go.
Yeah, Ohtani had that one rough start against Texas, is obviously inflating his numbers early on. But yeah, he's been striking people out in an incredible clip. So fun to watch these guys, dude. I like it. I still think the Astros are the class of the AL West, but hey, Nate Steele's telling me I got to believe, so maybe I'll start to believe. I don't know. I probably won't.
Start to believe.
Where are we going next? Where are we drawing?
Well, I want to ask you about the Miguel Cabrera thing. I know we kind of avoid the Yankees, and we did talk a lot about Miggy. You gave him an award yesterday, and we got to go. I got to go to the warehouse. So whatever. Can you give me your quick thoughts, Trev? Like, I don't know if you saw what Jake and I said. We said everyone is right, and Tom House, who I love. We need to get Tom House involved somewhere. He's awesome. He listens to us and promotes us a lot. He agreed with us. Yankees had to walk him there. It was the better move in a close game to win the game. And then the Detroit fans had to boo.
Yep. I'd be pissed if I was a Detroit Tiger fan. You're there, 8th inning, chance for him to drive in a few runs while he gets his 3,000 hit, and then he gets walked. I get it. I totally get being mad as a Tigers fan. You guys are right. Both sides are correct. If Aaron Boone doesn't walk him, he gets blown up in the media, especially if he gets a hit. He's sick of getting questioned about his managerial decisions. If he just didn't walk him here when he had the matchup that he wanted, he would have to answer those questions. It would be bad. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I get it from a fan's perspective, but I think anyone that's really understands the game of baseball is okay, Aaron Boone had to do that. Bad luck for us. But I started to get on this take, which I never even really thought about before, but you know how I get with pitchers. Imagine if a hitter just didn't want to face a pitcher. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to take this about. I'll just go to first base or something. It's insane that a pitcher can intentionally walk someone, or they should have to fucking throw to you. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's crazy to me that if a pitcher has a bad matchup and he's too scared to face a guy, he can just go like this. Nah, take your base, dude. You don't even get a chance against me. You're in an advantageous position. Nah, I'm not going to give you a chance.
Tell you what, Trev,
dude.
Jake and I are going to the warehouse. We're doing some cricket stuff. You'd love T20 cricket.
Okay.
There's no out. The bowler has to throw 6 balls to the batter. And if he throws one that's considered a ball, it's a run, and he has to redo that throw. So it's there's no out. There's no escaping. He's all right. I gotta throw these. He can get as many runs as I want. You would be a fan of the format there, but yeah, Miggy had beat them with ground balls the series to get to within 1, and the Tigers had let the Yankees know that when he gets 3,000, they're pausing the game for a ceremony, and the pitcher can go below and stay loose. Okay, so now he gets a hit. It's suddenly, a 2-run game in the 8th inning, and you got a reliever out there, and that's secondary. First is they wanted to get to the lefty, and they induced soft contact, but it dropped in. So,
if I'm a Detroit fan that paid money to go to that game, probably skip my job, day game, I'm booing my gourd off. Jimmy already heard me say that. I would be going nuts. Detroit fans, you're absolutely right. Yankees, Aaron Boone made the right move. That was the right decision. Trev, an incredible point by you. Other sports, basketball has all become about finding the mismatch. If smaller guards are finding their way out of the league, because if you can't switch and hang, you're done. Same with bigs. In football, how often do you see if the wide receivers got a linebacker, they're going to him. They got the matchup. They won the war. Baseball, whoa. Righty versus a lefty? No, thank you.
So soft.
It's a little soft. So not sure we're smart enough to come up with a solution. Maybe a good midweek get, but don't get me wrong. From entertainment value, not great, Bob.
There may be a limit on the amount of times you can do it in a series or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Then we're just gonna be bouncing pitches on purpose, which is all sorts of fun, anyways.
Also soft. Intentionally walking someone is softer than intentionally walking someone.
About Joe Madden, softest guy in the world. Anyway, I want to talk about the Blue Jays. I know they won this series against the Red Sox, but for an offense that's supposed to be one of the best in the league and explosive. Every time I check their box scores, they're being limited in runs. And then I check their stat pages and they're hitting. Like the guys are hitting. So I was like, okay, this has to be a runners in scoring position team, which is a lot of teams around baseball. I went, Trev, and looked at it. The Toronto Blue Jays have a 120 plate appearances with a runner in scoring position. 120, that puts them at middle of the pack, 14th, tied for 14th most plate appearances with runners in scoring position. They're getting guys on at an average clip. Guess how many extra base hits they have with a runner in scoring position? Out of 120 plate appearances. Looks like you have your hand up, Jake,
10?
but I can only see a side of your finger.
2?
2. Trev, do you have a guess?
I said 10.
Oh, 4. 3 homers and 1 double. That's the same as the Reds, so it's second worst. So that's got to be frustrating if you're a Blue Jays fan.
It's a weird thing because they're leading the league in home runs. They have 16. Their team on base percentage is 315, which is kind of in the middle of the pack, and OPS is kind of middle of the pack as well. So
well, look at their
interesting.
If you look at their individual players, they're going off. Like they got not going off, but Zach Collins is helped them win this series, and so has Tapia, and they traded for both those guys, and they helped win against the Red Sox. Gurriel Jr.'s his numbers look fine. Chapman looks fine right now. As far as like average OBP, like slugging, you got Vladdy going off. It's just crazy. Runners in scoring position, it'll get you.
Jim, can I get you a little horny?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Been there all week.
Jays are going Houston, Boston, Houston. Holy smokes. That's going to be electric.
Well, they just beat Boston.
They just beat Boston 2 out of 3.
Houston's not looking great, but it's still tough to play in Houston.
In Houston, and they see Daddy Verlander tonight.
We can't make any assumptions on any teams just yet. It's just still too early in the season. Like things are going to come back to life. I think we'll probably see an onslaught of Blue Jays runs here coming soon. Someone in the chat said way too many solo home runs. Eventually there'll be some guys on base for that. What do we got? What are the standings in that East?
Blue Jays are in first, so it hasn't been a major problem. The Guardians have the most hits with runners in scoring position. So if you are a Cleveland Guardians fan, you're not allowed to talk anything about runners in scoring position. Your team's been fantastic. 300 batting average and 154 plate appearances with runners in scoring position. Good for them.
And they're leading the league in runs. They're second in OPS, second in average. This Guardians team that Papi Gordo was very tough on before the season. Quan is still going nut job. Mild flaws. It looks like Miles Straw got rid of him. He's playing great. Man, it's going to be interesting to see if the bottom comes out for this Guardians offense. At least we all kind of believe in Guardians pitching. Their offense has been going nuts. They sweep the big bad White Sox, sending a little shot across the bow. They head to the stadium this weekend. That's scary. But I mean, the Guardians, what a start, man.
Yeah, they've been really good. C Rose is happy about it. I think everyone's a little guarded. Guardians fans are guarded. I like that. That's nice. I didn't mean to say that. It's a big test for them coming up in New York. I think the bats will come down to life, but they do have the pitching. Like the pitching is there. The starting pitching and the bullpen, like they can do it. So if the offense can just stay average, this is a completely different type of thing we're talking about here. I don't know what we gave the over-under on for Cleveland.
I took the over, I think.
We might have all went over, actually, because we looked at the pitching staff and it was probably pretty low. But they have to have some offense. I think that's what we said. You got to have some offense to go along with this pitching, and fucking they answered the bell so far. I want to talk about the Red Sox a little bit. I talked about the one guy, the X factor for the Red Sox was going to be a Pivetta, because then you could, talk about their starting rotation having decent depth. Hasn't happened so far for them with Pivetta. 3 starts, pitching to a 10. a 10 ERA, 9 walks, and 11 innings. That's not going to get it done right there.
I want to go look at his numbers a little bit because either he was do you know what date? Are you looking? What date did he start against them? Oh, I think I have it. Here's
I'll get it up.
It was the
He
second
pitched-
game.
Yeah,
20th?
I had it. He pitched the 20th. Yep, 420. It's probably high.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the playoffs last year, or was it the year before? I forget. Pavetta's curveball was just like nuts. Like a blitz ball, like sharp thing. Okay. He's tipping or just not, or
I can
his
look
curve
into
is
that.
just. He generated not a lot of swings and misses on that curveball. And I watched the highlights and the Blue Jays were just kind of like ripping it into left.
I mean, yeah, he's given up 4 earned runs, 5 earned runs, and just the strikeouts aren't there. The walks are there. It's a bad combination for him right now. Yes, so maybe he is tipping. I'll go give it a look today. When I get some time, I'll go give it a look and I'll sell it to the Red Sox if I find something for like, I don't know. How much do you think they buy that for?
I don't know. I know
$100?
the guy. I know a guy whose job it is just to find that shit for other teams. They all have them now.
They're not as good as me though.
Interested to see on Pivetta. I mean, he obviously had the playoff breakout. He's also a career 5.26 ERA guy who faced the Blue Jays, Minnesota, and the Yanks. Like, I don't know. Yankee guy Jake here. Maybe Pivetta is tipping and struggling. He's not obviously a 10 ERA pitcher, but he was one of the big risks / pivot points for the Sox season.
Some people think like saying the guy's tipping is like maybe we rushed into that. I really have no evidence.
He could be, he could not be.
Yeah. He's got an 857 slugging on the curveball so far this year, and that's kind of what I saw from the Blue Jays highlights I watched. Is they were just sitting on it and just fucking roping it.
Couple
But
of Red Sox fans making a point and said he settled down. He had a rough ending, then he settled down for 5. I mean, that's good. You want to see that.
Good.
Bo Bichette had 2 errors at shortstop for the Blue Jays in that Red Sox game. But more importantly, dude, Tim Anderson and the White Sox just absolutely booted balls on Keuchel. Keuchel gave up a lot of hits. First batter of the game, error on Anderson. Next batter, I don't know who was playing third for them. It was a name that's not like instilled in my brain that much. Error Jake something, maybe?
Jake Berger.
Yeah. What a name. He makes an error. So the first 2 balls, you got 2 on that are errors. The next ball could maybe be a double play ball, and it hits the runner to just get 1 out, the guy running. And then he gets out of that inning. The next inning, the first ball, Anderson error again. So after that, it's an onslaught of hits, and everyone, Keuchel gave up a ton of hits. But Sox had 7 errors in 3 games, which I'm reading in the chat from X Edits right now. Thanks for the note. Chat helps us out. You guys know more than us. Forgot to tell you.
100%. What's next? You guys want to talk about my Twinkies or you want to talk about the Mariners? Because people in the chat are pissed that we haven't mentioned them. They're coming, people.
Just tell me what's going on with the Twins real quick. Like, are we
Twins,
worried?
The offense has been brutal. That's essentially what's going on. You know, they've had some really good pitching performances. My fucking guy, Joe Ryan, has been nasty. He's kind of like, people are starting to talk about this guy. Remember who had him first? I have his rookie autograph card. Remember that. Game 1, Archer was looking good. He's actually looked pretty good. He gave up a bomb to Sal on I think it was a hanging slider. I'm pretty sure. And Sal has he always been a home run hitter? Have I just like missed this? I know he went off last year and hit like 40 something, which is way up more than he's had, but just like a power guy now, huh? Even with these dead balls. But that's basically been what's going on with the Twins. They just haven't hit. Their offense is bad. Their pitching is actually pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean the Twins, unlike the Blue Jays, they're not even getting guys in scoring position. They are 27th in plate appearances with a runner in scoring position in the league. And then they only have 3 extra base hits in those, and their numbers are atrocious. They've only got 14 hits. So, but they're not even getting them in scoring position. It's the first issue.
I like to go
Buxton.
to OPS plus, see where they're at. Where are they at? Yeah, they're bottom. They're 89 OPS plus, which puts them right in between. Interestingly enough, the Giants and the Red Sox, who obviously haven't swung the bat well either.
Correa not off to a hot start. Buxton got banged up.
He's back.
And then, yeah, I think is he going to DH tonight, or was that last night? Last night, DH. So yeah, I don't know. They need, a Kepler, a Gary, a Sano to have a little bit of a heater, and that would really stretch out the lineup.
Yeah, Correa's got to get going.
Big money.
Someone in the chat said that the Twins are the grounded into double play Kings. And I would let you know that they are in third in that. The Cubs are the grounded into double play Kings with 16 so far this year.
Bad feeling.
Yeah. Jake, you want to tell us about the IL, or we got to do Mariners?
Yeah.
Running real long.
My guy, Logan Gilbert, glass now light. He does it again. Maybe not light anymore. 6.2 shut piece against the Rangers, and Robbie Ray gets another quality start. Like he's, we had a lot of Robbie Ray. Will he be Robbie Ray? Which Robbie Ray is he? Robbie Ray. He's off to a really good start. They win a series against the Texas Rangers, who, by the way, they're entering Cincinnati Reds territory a little bit.
It sucks that have been so right about the Rangers. Sometimes I don't like being right about a team, but we were pretty right about them. But what's surprising to me is Mariners have had some guys that have been swinging the bat a little bit. Pitching has been there. I got some stuff on Logan Gilbert. I know one of you is going to talk about him later in the show. I got an Eno Saris take on him. We know we love our Eno takes. But shout out our guy JP Crawford, 934 OPS right now. It's the bomb, sweet swing, looking good. And Eugenio, my guy, my lock to stay under 98.5 RBIs. You got 9. You got 9. 131 OPS plus. It's gonna take a lot, but like he's looking better than he did with the Reds the last 2 years. So that's nice to see, because you can look at his stats. He had 2 years, I think it was 15 and 16, where he was like incredible, like almost 1,000 OPS one of those years. So he's got it in him. What's up with Kelnick? What you got, Jake? What's going on with him?
I think he's been
bad. 70 OPS plus. He's hitting 154, 227 on base percentage, 333 slug. It's not good. I'm looking. He's got 4 walks, 16 strikeouts. You don't like to see that. Julio Rodriguez. I know people have been saying he's been getting really tough calls from umpires. A lot of off the plate called strike threes for him. That maybe is, helping out that 22 strikeout number. Go Mariners, dude.
Yeah, there was a couple bad calls on J-Rod. Kelnick, I mean, we're finding out who you are as a ball player a little bit. He's still so young, but, he had that awful start, and then he came up and he got hot. Like, is he a streaky guy? I don't know. That's the thing with young baseball players. We're finding out. Go Mariners, go. Oakland takes 3 out of 4 from Baltimore, and that's obvious.
JP Crawford, don't worry about the errors last night, people. He's an elite defender. Got gold. What did you say about the A's?
I don't know. This is not how the show usually goes. Are we very long? Usually we recap the games, then we talk about one topic afterwards. Not every single series is a conversation.
It's over. Long. We just got all the series. We're all remote too, which doesn't help.
It's the boys talking ball.
I know.
Let's go.
We're over an hour.
Only one IL.
What you
Let's
got?
do it. Oh my God, what a series it was. The Rays went into Wrigley. The Cubbies, they took game 1. Hendricks, he also got a little help in the bullpen. Nice outing from him. And then the Rays are going to raise. The Chicago starting pitcher struggles. Stroman got banged up a little bit. Steele also got knocked around a little bit. Frank Schwindel, Cubs fans, I know you call him Frank the Tank. That's a tough nickname to live up to that energy, but him rounding the bases after he homered was awesome. Wander Franco, you might hear more about him later. He is awesome. And there's this Ion Hop guy. Ion Hop. It looks like he had the go-ahead RBI single. I think he has a podcast or something like that. But yeah, Rays take the final 2 game of set, try to start getting back to their winning ways as they take 2 out of 3 in their league.
Nice.
Way to go, Jake. Way to go.
Happer for King of the World.
Best ever, something like that.
Where's Stroman's line? Did he have a bounce back start? Oh no, shit.
He got rocked.
Damn.
Yeah, he's had a tough go so far this year.
It's windy.
Ray's gonna Ray.
Ray's gonna Ray. I did want to give a shout out. Keegan Thompson followed Hendricks in game 1, 3.2 shutty out of the bullpen. That's a huge outing. That's a huge modern day bullpen outing.
Keegan, another one of those names like Bailey, like never had an MLB player with the first name Keegan before, and now we got 2. So just coming up on the scene, the first name Keegan.
Bad aesthetic series, Rays versus Cubs. Those uniforms clash.
You like that or more than A's O's? Because I
A's
like
is classic.
I like one of the A's O's, but both is a lot going on.
I think, yeah, depending on what jerseys they're wearing, if they're going like the orange top with the Kelly green top, clash. But if they're going traditional garb, I enjoy that color combination. I like orange and green together. Reminds me of Michelangelo, the Ninja Turtle.
McClanahan, a good outing. He's off to a good start this season. And a reminder, Rays gone Rays.
Suzuki, nasty. Wander Franco, nasty. Some good players in the show right now. Say Suzuki. Go for it, baby. Go off, King. Ready to move on?
Got to.
Let's do it. Who's bringing us the standouts, Jake?
Standouts are brought to us by John Boy Media. Go watch Warehouse Game, the 1-inning league. I'm at the Warehouse right now. How about that? The 1-inning league's going. Me, Jim, Jack from We Got Ice, the Jolly Bozos. I think that's their team name. And Nicky Cass. You guys might know him as the Italian dad guy on the social medias. He's awesome. I think there's a part of me that didn't want to like him, and I absolutely love him. And we have a lot of fun. It's good content. Go watch it.
Go watch it. My standout, Trev, you go first. You did the NL.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my guy. You guys took pitchers, so I'm going to go hitter here. I'm going Manny Machado, 3 for 4, a homer, a double, and 2 RBIs. He just got off to an incredible start this year right now. 433 on base percentage, 1 daughter OPS. And he's kind of just like forgotten about it. He's already amassed 1.5 WAR. Is that even real? How do you even do that in 10 games or whatever the heck they played? Go off. He's only 29 years old. How is that possible? This guy's been in the league since 2012. It's 10 years in the show. He's 29. That's ridiculous. Gets a bad rap from a lot of fans. I know he's done some things that are, iffy on the field, some spiking stuff. Maybe the Dodgers fans don't like I get it, whatever. The Josh Donaldson bat throw thing was interesting. I don't know if you guys remember that. But he's a hell of a player, man. And this guy is one of the prettiest, the sweetest and prettiest looking guys out there. I'm talking about the swing and even defensively too. You watch him play, you're like, oh, that's an elite ball player. So shout out Manny Machado.
Love it.
Yeah. My standout performers, Logan Gilbert.
Yay.
Trev teased it. Logan Gilbert goes 6.2, no runs against the Rangers. But before that, he went 5 innings pitched, 0 runs against the White Sox. So now he's at 11.2. innings, 0 runs. He's not striking a lot of guys out, but guess what? He didn't walk a single batter this game or the game before that. And I love that. Trust your D, get weak contact, keep it moving. Got the same arsenal as last year. Not getting hit that much. Logan Gilbert.
Does he need a nickname?
Logil. Do they try to call him Logil?
I'm worried if they did, we'd say he needs a nickname.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him G Baby.
Love it.
Yeah.
He might die.
My tidbit, Sarah's tidbit was that Logan, the numbers are good, but he's been getting hit hard. A hard contact with Logan. He likes his stuff. Stuff plus, I think, is up on him, but the hard contact is a little too high for Eno. He expects the numbers to come down a little bit.
12 hard hit balls in this game. That's jarring. I've never seen that many on the 12 hard hit balls in this game. That is a lot. D's out there making plays.
Yeah.
And, if you're out there and making plays in the field, that's only going to make you hit better. So in a way, he's stirring his offense by allowing the defense to make moves. I'm gonna dance ahead, Jake, and just do my award because I spent like 3
and then we'll
hours
get you out of
researching
here,
it,
sure.
and then I'm leaving, and you guys can finish the show as I drive to the warehouse.
Early awards.
Awards. My award is just bunt. That's the name for it. I just did so much research into bunting because I saw the Houston and the Angels games and the Yankees games, and I was like, wait, is the AL bunting more than the NL now without the pitchers hitting? Because we got teams in the AL that are just bunt festivals. So I poured through all the data from the first 2 weeks, 15 days of last year's season and this year's season and compared a bunch of stuff. So bunt attempts are cut in half in the NL. 163 bunt attempts last year, 89 this year. That's good for baseball. We have more competitive at bats. They cut it out. Pitcher's not hitting anymore. In the AL, it's the same, 99 and 95, but some teams are up and some down. The amount of bunt hits is the same exact. So think about that. When the bunt works and gets a hit, we haven't lost any of those. Literally, what we've lost is failed bunt attempts. We had 13 bunt strikeouts the first 15 games last season. So basically, you were getting a bunt strikeout a game, a little less than a bunt strikeout a game the first 2 weeks of the season last year in NL baseball. 3 this year. So that's down dramatically. So what's the worst outcome for the fans that pay to see a game? A fucking bunt strikeout. Not existing right now.
Or an intentional walk.
Yeah. At least they don't throw the pitches anymore. We had 53 sack bunts in 2021 and 33 this year. And those are distributed evenly between the AL and the NL. So really, the things that are good about bunting, bunting for a base hit to beat the shift or a push bunt, moving the runner over, they're still happening. But we cut the bad results from bunting in half already the first 2 weeks of the season. So that's cool. And then, the Dodgers have 1 bunt attempt, Chris Taylor, and he got it down and got a single. And that was my favorite tidbit. Like, no foul bunt, no missed bunt, no sack bunt. And the Brewers, I like looking at the NL teams that love analytics and being smart. The Brewers have 1 bunt attempt all season because the numbers say you shouldn't bunt. So it's funny to see those teams that love the analytics being like, nope. So poured into the bunt data today.
Has anyone even missed the NL? Like, I haven't heard anybody talk about, man, I miss NL baseball. Have you heard that once?
No.
It's actually surprising that we haven't heard that. But I guess to your point, James, a lot of it was some silly action, like pitchers fucking stepping in the box with zero clue what to do.
Just missing bunts.
Embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing that our game turned into that. I mentioned that when we were talking about this. Pitchers, you did this to yourself by stopping trying at the plate.
All right, you guys take it home. Seems like our guest just got to the warehouse, so I'll speed over.
All right,
We're
bro.
here. Yeah. John motivated by the Bronx Bunners this year. It's been happening a lot for the Yankees. Inspiring stuff.
Yankees have 11 bunt attempts this year. In the first 2 weeks last year, they had 4.
Bronx Bunters, babe.
See you guys.
See you here, Jimbo.
Jake, talk about your standout. I know.
Whoa.
Players.
Screen. Our first players only episode of the year. Trev, sometimes you got to go chalk, man. You fill out your March Madness bracket. You see that 1 seed, Kansas. Sometimes you bring them to the Final Four. You don't have to have them getting upset by the 9th team in the region. Shohei Ohtani.
I've heard of him.
6 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 12 punchies. Had a little bit of, he had Uncle Jeff Passan tweeting out about his performance because he was about to get special on everyone. Didn't happen that night, and that's fine. And yeah, the show goes on. I was having some laughs actually with Ashland on Hey Y'all, and I was wondering, like, what we were talking about. What does Mike Trout think of Shohei? Because Trev, I'm going to go baseball mentality on you. You know, Mike Trout sees another hitter and he's like, I'm better than that hitter. I'm Mike Trout. Mike Trout, the hitter, sees a pitcher and he's like, that pitcher's meat. I'm Mike Trout. So does he look at Shohei Ohtani and think that just a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a better hitter than Shohei. I don't want to even have that discussion. I don't even want to have that discussion. Like, stop.
Yeah.
And I think if Mike Trout faced Shohei enough, Mike Trout will probably have pretty good numbers off him because Mike Trout is a generational type player. Not to say Shohei isn't.
Shohei is, dude.
I understand that, but that's because he does both. Now, if he just focused on one, maybe he would be a generational type hitter or a generational type pitcher, but I think he's generational because he does both, right?
Hey, 46 dongs last year, 26 years old. Shohei can put your mind in a pretzel still.
But go look at Trout's page. Don't forget about Trout. Man. The daughters that this guy puts up. Like, come on. Don't do that just yet, okay?
Go Angels, go. In Houston, 6 shut piece, 1 hit, 12 Ks. Yup.
Okay. Just for comparison, right?
Oh boy. Don't do it.
Shohei's at 885 career. His highest was 965 OPS last year. Let's look at Mike Trout. If he ever even had a 965. He's a career 1 daughter. He hasn't had a 965 since 2012 when he was 20 years old in the show. Let's just not compare them. Yeah, it's a tough year for him.
Tough year. Let's keep it dancing, Trev.
That's
you want to
crazy.
Yeah, Trout's an alien. Literally.
All right, let's go. What else we got, bro? We got Slump Watch. I got to listen to this crap.
Slump Watch. I'll burn through it quick because, I mean, you can't get involved.
Can't do this to you.
Yeah. Last week, we rode everyone over. Louis Rubber. I'm taking him off. He went 2 for 8. That's enough for me. We got to get you off Slump Watch. Yeah. Gleyber Torres kind of doesn't deserve to be on Slump Watch. He's a bench guy for the Yankees right now. Gleyber, hope I can talk about you later this year. We got the Rosario brothers, 2 for 12 from Ahmed, 2 for 8 from Eddie. I know Atlanta really wants to get him going. I might leave Ahmed for now, but they're playing the Yankees, and I don't want him to get off Slump Watch. I'm going to have to revisit that. B. Lau for the Rays, a little 2 for 10. That's under what he normally does. We could take Bregman off for sure, Beebs, a little 3 for 11. He's clear. Votto, I kind of, again, Reds, I don't know what to do with you right now. Let's take Correa off. It stinks, but it's 3 for 12 that you don't get claps or anything. Cronenworth stays. Jake Cronenworth stays. I think Votto, he's kind of the only thing important in Reds land right now besides their young players. If he's going to keep TikToking and dancing and everything, I want to track that. Let's get some potential players to add. Mitch Garver, 0 for 12. Scope, Cronenworth, he's already back on. Duvall, Yasmani. Let's clear out the Rosario brothers. I'm over it. Nobody really deserved to be off, but, you know, family is family. Let's go Lau, Cronenworth, Votto.
I'd like Grandal on there because he's not walking, and that's kind of his whole thing. He's not a big batting average guy, but with that comes the
0
walks.
for 11, Yasmani Grandal. He's going on Slump Watch.
Put Mitch Garver on there. I want to see him start raking. Okay, the guy.
He's your guy.
One of the prettier swings in the game when
he's your guy. Let's put Mitch Garver on there. For now, Scope and Duvall, they get to dodge the bullet. So rolling into next week's Slump Watch, B. Lau, Jay Cronenworth, Joey Votto, Yasmani Grandal, and Mitch Garver. And again, we're motivating them to get off, and they will.
Play
and
the
they
music,
will.
BBD.
Let's get in Fuego.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
This is my territory. On fire. Can't wait to end this. Ep might fire some stuff up if you know what I mean. Mike Yastrzemski, 5 for 15 with a walk, a homer, and 2 RBIs. That's nice. Matt Chapman, who's been really getting it going. Some really nice numbers on the season. 5 for 13, a double and an RBI. Seth Beer, our guy, 6 for 14. Took that walk-off homer and is really running with it right now. Atta boy. 6 for 14, a walk, 2 doubles, and 3 ribbies. Jesus Sanchez, 4 for 10, a homer, hit by pitch. Nice. RBI with a walk. Benintendi, haven't talked about him at all recently. Goes 4 for 11 with a triple. I don't know if that's in Fuego or not. Don't really love that. Nate Lowe.
Yeah.
6 for 13, a double and an RBI. Ty France, 5 for 11, a homer, 3 RBIs, a double and a walk. And then Brandon Marsh. Is he the caveman looking dude on the Angels? He is the caveman looking dude on the Angels. 4 for 8, 2 doubles, 3 ribbies, and 2 walks. Those are your people who are in Fuego. Kind of seems light to me this go around.
Trev, it hasn't been a hitting season so far.
Dead balls.
Dead ball.
I've been hearing about. Speaking of dead balls, what do we got?
Could be next week. I love it, Trev. I think it's award time. I know you just kind of ripped through in Fuego. You want to go?
Do we have an ad here?
No, dude.
Golf video.
We told the people. We told all of our partners. We're like, you know what? There's days that our fans, we're not going to give ads. We're better than that. And today's one of those days. But go actually watch our golf content. We did it at the spring training house. And dude, it's studs. Like there's Olsen Chapman. Happer is out there. Peter Moylan, Jerry Blevins. It's really well-made content, really silly, really fun. If you like baseball, if you think you like golf, even if you don't, you'll like it. So go check it out.
I believe the most recent episode on the JM Baseball channel is Moylan and Blevins teamed up to face Olsen and Pinder. So that's just a fun quadruple.
Oh, I bet.
Yep.
I bet. Go check out all of our content. Baggage is back. Let's go. A lot of good content.
People are so mad at our Infuego list. I don't know who put it together. Manny Machado didn't get mentioned. People are mad about that.
Well, Manny got your standout. That's Trev. That's what the people need to understand. There's a person that I'm about to give an award to that also could have been on Infuego. So the people need to understand there's segments for a reason. You know?
I don't know anything, bro. You gonna mention JP Crawford in? Because I will.
Do you want to give your award or you want me to give my award?
You go first.
Trev, I am giving out the Gift and a Curse Award. Something you know a lot about. Trev, there's a guy. Again, this guy could have been in Fuego. He could have been on Fuego basically every episode this year. Isn't he wonderful, Trev? Wander Franco. You know what start he's off to? 392 batting average, a 1.024 OPS. Trev, he is 21 years old. 21 years old in 52 days. You were talking about WAR before with your guy, Manny Machado, who is en fuego, but he also got an award. People keep up. Our guy Wanders played 82 games, Trev. He has a 4.5 WAR. He's on path to have over his first 162, have a 9 WAR season. If you're not a WAR person, that's MVP stuff. I think that's what Ohtani did last year on both sides of the ball. So, and why I say it's a little bit of a curse, I said it when they signed him. I'm super happy for Rays fans that they locked up a superstar for a long time. The curse for me is the Rays are never a flip channel for me. You know, if I'm watching another game, you know, I usually watch my Yanks go West Coast or whatever game's finishing up. The Rays can sometimes be tough. I want to watch this guy more. I feel like I don't get enough Wander highlights. So if you're a Rays fan and you're putting out some clips, or hey, Rays fans, when Wander does something, start tagging me in it, because I don't get enough Wander Franco in my life, and I need more of it. This dude has an argument to be like the best young baseball player in the league.
He's incredible. I love watching him hit. I love watching him play defense. He's everything he does is just like fast and powerful and smooth all at once. And I don't know how to do that. Yeah, it's not like watching you play at all. It's you're a little more stiff than Wander and not as fast and not as strong. But I agree with you. I haven't seen a lot of Rays highlights on my timeline.
Right?
I don't know if it's just like a product of who I'm following. I feel like I follow a lot of baseball, haven't seen a lot of Rays stuff. So I agree with you. Wander deserves to be marketed like the superstar that he is. I get it.
Like Trev, there should be a Twitter account that is like Wander Franco highlights, and I would follow that.
There probably is. There's probably like some like hoodie Wander. Why does everyone have a hoodie thing? What's up with that? Is that like a thing I don't know about?
I don't know. I'm just afraid we're going to get boomered, so I'd keep it moving.
Hoodie Wander. They're like, you idiots. You don't even know what that means. I don't. I fucking don't know what that means. Whatever.
Yeah.
My award
What's your award?
Is the Let the Man Play award. Now, you know I picked the Brewers to win the World Series. And I said it's predicated on the fact that I believe. That doesn't make any sense. It's predicated on that I believe they will go out and make an deep breath, an offensive upgrade. Go out there and trade for somebody. We talked all offseason also about how they needed the big left-handed bat. Kyle Schwarber would have fit perfectly into that lineup, but you know who they already had there? Rowdy effing Tellez. I want them to let this guy play, and by all accounts they have. I think he's only missed 2 games. He's got a 920 OPS. He's already driven in 8, 3 home runs. And if you look throughout his career, he's really only had one like extended run of at bats, and it was when he was really young with the Blue Jays. 111 games there, only 400 plate appearances. Last year, he got 325 plate appearances. I want to see what this guy can do with 500 plate appearances. I want to see what this guy can do with 600 plate appearances. I think this guy has the potential to hit 30 home runs, and I don't even think that's a lot for him. So you're looking for a big bopper, a guy that can maybe stick in the middle of your order. Maybe you already have him. Maybe Rowdy just needs the reps and the at-bats to get going, to feel comfortable. A lot of times when you're in a position where like you're fighting for at-bats, if you have a bad series, you sit and then it snowballs. But if you know you're going to be playing more often than not, say you're playing 5 days a week, 6 days a week, whatever it is, like it gives you a little bit of breathing room to have those bad games where you can, get out of slumps quicker and, stay on those hot runs more often. So I think that this guy, if you're looking around the league, a guy that you want to root for, if you're not a fan of the Brewers, you could hate the Brewers. You can't hate Rowdy Tellez. If you spend any time around him, he's just a good guy. All the Brewers coaching staff loves to mess with him. He takes it all in stride, and that's all great. You still got to go do it on the field. He's absolutely done it on the field. He's got a 776 career OPS. I think it's going to go up a lot this year. It wouldn't surprise me when he gets the extended run that he's going to get with the Brewers. I think they're smart and they realize what they have. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy put up, a high 8 OPS throughout the year, hits 30 bombs, get him into a playoff series, see what he can do. They needed the left-handed bat. Maybe this is it. Go Rowdy. My guy.
I love me some Rowdy Tellez. He was one of my picks to click last year with Trevor Rogers. And Rowdy, he just got off to an awful start in Toronto when that Toronto team was trying to go to the next level, that they had to make a decision and they decided to punt on Rowdy. And Milwaukee, by the way, who went out and grabbed Willy Adames last year, Rowdy Tellez came over and he hit an 814 OPS. If you chop out those 50 games in Toronto, 50 games, which is a small sample size in 2021, his OPS is in the 8s career. And he's still a young ball player. Yeah, man. Rowdy Tellez, he's got a chance. He's with the right organization and an awesome dude. Root for Rowdy Tellez.
I was gonna say one other thing about Rowdy. 30th round draft pick. There's always a soft spot in my heart for people who get drafted late like that, because you don't get a ton of opportunities the way a first rounder does. That's the biggest difference in getting drafted in the first round and the 30th round. Those first rounders are going to get chances to fail in the minor leagues because of the investment the team has in them. A 30th rounder, you don't get to fail a lot. If you fail a lot, you get cut. Bottom line. So shout out Rowdy, my freaking guy, Sacramento, California.
Dude. Beebs, I think on Friday we're ending with the stimulator simulator.
Feels right to me.
Best friend of the week, Max Fried again?
Sure.
Really?
How could he not? Went in there and shoved on the Dodgers in his hometown.
Like that.
Sandy Koufax probably watching him.
Probably. Oh, do it, Beebs.
Doing it. Reading matchups to myself, I think. In the AL, first wild card series, 3-seed Guardians versus 6-seed Blue Jays. And I gotta go with the Blue Jays. They are still good.
Okay.
They'll move on. Yanks, Rays. Man, hard to imagine that the Yankees are in this spot. I gotta go Rays because they have the Yankees magic. They have the magic against the Yankees. I am reading the wrong segment. That's last week's list. We haven't filled this out yet. I apologize. First,
Jimmy said he did. Okay.
No. It's the next one. Last week's is just still there, and we didn't do it last week. That's on me. Bad reader.
Bad reading.
This week, it's Guardians Mariners in the first, and I am going Cleveland. They're hitting a lot right now. It feels like if they're in that spot, come then magic. I don't know. Other AL pick, A's, Rays. A's are gross. It's the Rays, and it's obvious. Okay. They will go on to face the Rays will go on to face the 1-seed Angels. And I'm going Rays because it's the Rays. Angels are there though. Angels are there.
Joe Madden Bowl,
yes. Man, the rhythm to this is a lot different when I'm reading to myself. So I apologize for being a little weird. Guardians, White Sox. Wow, NL Central's facing off. It's the White Sox though. It's the White Sox. And then White Sox, A's White Sox, Rays rather in the CS, and I'm rolling with Trev's White Sox. Now over to the NL, looking at this for the first time. Cardinals, Brewers. Wow. They're going to face off in the 3-6 bowl. That's awesome. And, man, Brew Crew. They can pitch. They're moving on.
Okay.
Rockies, Padres. What's all these divisions playing each other? Rockies, Padres are the 4-5 right now. I'm rolling Rocks. They're hot. Rockies and Dodgers will face in the next round, and this is where the Dodgers will step up.
Okay.
They are looking good. They are the 1 seed right now, and the Mets, first team in baseball to 10 wins. They are moving past the Brewers.
Okay.
So Mets, Dodgers in the NLCS, and it is the Dodgers right now.
Dodgers, White Sox?
Dodgers, White Sox just crunched those numbers. And now it's Dodgers winning. Wow.
I think that's a great way to start the simulator off. Dodgers winning the World Series against the White Sox. A lot of people will be happy with that World Series. Aesthetically pleasing, two bigger markets.
Good markets. Nice.
AJ Pollock. AJ Pollock Kimbrel right before the season.
That'll be fun.
Okay.
BBD, a beautiful stimulation.
Jimmy in the chat yelling at us. Apparently we had the sheet. What?
It was sent last week. It's a tough find.
BBD got there.
This is our show, James.
BBD got there. Hey, thanks everyone. We were juggling a couple balls today because we're doing something pretty cool at the warehouse. But man, baseball a little hot in the streets. I'd say enjoy your teams this weekend. I wish them a sweep. I hope your team sweeps this weekend. Trev?
Love you guys. Love you, chat. Love you, chat.
Love you, chat.
Love you, chat.